Perfect. All right. So taking a nice, comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. And just take a moment to become very comfortable in this easy pose, your Sukhasana. And just notice where your shoulders are in space, forward or behind the hips. Try to bring them over the hips. And then a little, just pull the shoulders back gently, creating an open sensation across your chest and a little squeeze in the back body. And maybe when that happens, the hands draw closer towards your hips. And begin to soften the facial features, your jaw, your eyebrows. Maybe close your eyes. Or at the very least, soften your eyes towards the floor. And let your tongue rest in the palate as opposed to pressing the roof of your mouth or the back of the teeth. Press down through your sitting bones. Feel the crown rising. And on an inhale, lift the shoulders towards your ears. Exhale, drop them down and back. Again, still creating this openness across your heart. And now we find the breath. So see how important it is when we begin our practice, whether we're setting up to meditate or to come into our physical asana practice, how important it is to arrange the body in a way that is comfortable. And we do this so that we can hold this posture in a sustainable way. So use those props. Sit up on a bolster, sit up on a block, sit up on some blankets, use a wall if you need that support. These are all different ways that we can support our bodies so we can be comfortable. And begin to deepen your breath, filling the chest, filling the belly. Take some nice cleansing breaths. Fully exhale through the nose, draw the navel in towards your spine. A few more rounds of breath just like that. And if the mind is having difficulty settling down, I want you to think about two phrases when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. The first one when you're breathing in is, I know I am breathing in. And as you exhale, I know I am breathing out. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. Begin to gently blink open your eyes, come back to your space. Give the fingers and toes a little wiggle. Let's switch the crossing of our shins. Again, find that same comfortable cross-legged position with the opposite leg in front now. So it might feel a little different since that's not your dominant side, perhaps. But find that evenness on both sitting bones. All right. So let's get a little bit into the neck since that's where I usually like to start. I usually kind of like to start with head to toe if we're doing neck and shoulder things. So here, let's take an inhale through the nose. Exhale, drop right ear, right shoulder. Drop the right shoulder down as well. Making sure both shoulders are even. I'm just going to breathe here. Just slowly opening up through the left side of your neck. Still have that nice softness to your facial features as well. And then notice the hands, notice the feet. Relax them, soften them. And slowly inhale, bring the head back to center, and then exhale, slowly turn the head side to side. Good. All right, bringing your chin back to center. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Drop that right shoulder and left shoulder so both shoulders are even. We don't want one lopsided, right? Because then we're bringing that right shoulder up along for the ride. We don't want that. We want it. We want them to stay nice and even so we can feel that stretch through the side of our neck. Breathing here. Soft face. Smooth, even breath. Use those inhales to feel the stretch, and then exhale, release the sensation. Inhale, slowly lift the head. Exhale, turn your head side to side. All right, from here, bring your chin towards your chest and then slow circles one direction. Bring the nose up, inhale. Exhale as the nose starts to come down towards your chest. And then when we bring the nose up, that's when we inhale. Exhale as it comes down. This is one of those movements that feels, for me at least, feels so much nicer to go slower than to go faster. You can really bring mindfulness and presence to any moment. I'm rereading True Love by Thich Nhat Hanh, and I've read it so many times. There are different periods of my life, and it's just one of those books. It's kind of nice to like touch base with. Okay, as your chin comes back to your chest, let's round the head the other way. Inhale. So as I'm rereading this book, I was sitting by the lake today, and thinking about probably when I first picked up that book close to 20 years ago. No, not 20 years. What year was it? Probably 2008. Okay, 2008. Over a decade for sure. 15, yes. um, and where I was in that time in my life when I read it then. And then I've shared that book with many people. But just the practice of being mindful, right? Being able to sit still for a few moments every morning. Let's do one more head circle, and then we have another neck shoulder activity like I'm your activities director. Okay. Bring your head back to center. Well, kind of activities director for the yin practice today. Okay, interlace the fingers. We are going to bring the hands behind the head. Try to keep the elbows up, chest nice and wide. Oh my goodness. Did we all see that? Are we okay? I went blank for a second. Okay, are we back? Everybody okay? Okay. Jeez. Louise. Okay, we're back. We're okay. We're good. We're in. We're okay. Power, right? Okay, that was bizarre because it was just the screen on there that went blank. Like just the little camera from it. It wasn't anything else. Okay, we're still good. All right, friends. All right, interlace those fingers behind your head, and we're going to push our hands into our head and push your head into your hands. Keep the elbows nice and wide. Keep the chest open. We're just using force, right? Equal and opposite, right? Opposing forces here, pressing. And if they're the same, then that means our head and our hands are not moving. Just keep breathing here, releasing a little tension. I know for me, this is where I hold and store a lot of that tension in my shoulders and my neck. All right. Good. Just a couple more breaths. All right, good. And then exhale, release, soften through the shoulders. Maybe roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. And then reverse. So mindfulness can be brought to literally anything, any activity that you're doing. It's just that presence, being there and knowing what you're doing. And I've used this example many times. Is it when you're driving and you get in the car and you start the car and you start driving, and then you arrive at your destination, but you do not remember anything that happened during that drive. You are so ingrained, so involved in whatever thoughts that you were having during that drive that you don't recall the drive at all. And for me, when that's happened, that is absolutely terrifying, because I'm wondering, like, oh my gosh, did I run any lights? Did I almost get in an accident? Like, if I almost did, would I have responded okay? Like, would I have reacted? So driving, it's a very important time to be present and mindful and not distracted. Okay, opposite time now. So bring the hands in onto the forehead, interlaced, right? Again, keep those elbows up, keep the chest nice and wide, keep the shoulders stacked over your hips, and then press your head forward into your hands and press your hands back into your head. I'm definitely feeling it. Good. Keep taking those nice full breaths in. Exhale, release. Pull that navel in towards your spine. Good. All right, soften your head, soften your hands, release. Again, maybe some shoulder circles, or maybe you want to just wiggle them, shake them, move them all around. Good. All right, I do want to get into the shoulders, but let's go into the hips, and then we'll come back to the shoulders, and we'll get into the low back, of course, too. How do I want to sequence this? Let me look at it. Hold on, let me think. I'm trying to think of a good sequence for all of it. All right, we're good. Yeah, we'll get into hips. All right, carefully come off of whatever you're sitting on if you chose to sit on something. And then a good butterfly. All right, this is just a nice, gentle way to open up the hips. Soles of the feet come together. You're more than welcome to use blocks underneath the thighs for support. That's just if the hip flexors just don't do that. Support them, right? Bring them here, bring them lower. You can also use a bolster underneath the legs, or you can take my lovely blanket roll and you can place that over the tops of your feet. Shall I dare disturb the princess over here, the queen? I shall do without. Can't disturb the baby. All right, friends, if you're feeling enough right here, like maybe you're like, yeah, I just don't really want to come into the forward fold, or maybe this is enough for you. Or maybe you're choosing to keep the back straight. If you want to use a wall for support, it's really lovely to do that too. And then just really keep that back nice and straight. All right, otherwise, if you're coming with me, we're going to take a nice forward fold. Those feet can be a little further away, or maybe draw them closer in towards you, depending on where the legs are. If they're closer in, you're going to feel more on the inside, the inseam of the legs. If you take them forward more, the feet closer towards the top of your mat, you'll feel it more on the outsides. So you get to choose where you want to go today. And then just gently allow the head to come forward. I'm going to set my timer for this. Let's be here for, let's do 4 minutes here today. And then gently maybe tuck your chin in closer towards your chest. Feel a little bit more through the upper shoulders and upper neck area. Don't forget to breathe. Nice full breath in. Nice smooth exhale out. Keep allowing gravity to do the work. Just keep rolling forward. Try not to resist it. You can place the hands on the feet or maybe hands on the floor. Maybe the elbows are even able to touch the yoga mat in front of you. Taking 3 more cycles of breath here. Maybe take those breaths a little bit deeper. And then slowly on an inhale, roll back up. All right, hands on the outsides of the knees. Carefully bring those legs together. And then just walk the feet apart. You can pause here for a moment. Kind of feel that rebound effect. I know I'm already feeling it in my hip flexors. So just be mindful of how you move after we hold still for a while. So much talking, I'm going to need to excuse myself. Okay, Tiffany, no worries. sometimes an exit, like a goodbye, isn't necessary, right? You can just leave, right? You don't have to announce to the world you're leaving. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's a-okay with me. All right. So I already have the plan for what we're doing. So when you are ready, take some movement. So maybe it's windshield wipers, maybe you're staying where you are and just allowing the knees to sway, or maybe you want to take some cats and cows. Totally up to you. And then we'll just take a few breaths with whatever movement you choose. And then we'll come back and meet on all fours. All right. So next, bring along some blocks. We're going to come into our dragons. Okay, friends. Geez. See, this is why you're my people. This is why you're my people. This is why you're here. Hi, Janelle. Thank you, Janelle. You thought the same? B? Yeah, I'm like, cool, bye, later, cool. There's no pleasing people. Like, exactly, no, you're right. Yeah. Last week, someone asked for more explanations as you go along, right? I know, like, you cannot please everybody all the time. And this is what I learned. Like, I've been teaching since 2016, and like, like the people that show up get it and they do it. This is like a regular class or like, an online class. Like no one forces you to be here. Like you come in, you check the practice out, you vibe, you don't vibe, it's cool. Like no hurt feelings here, Um, um, yeah, and I'm in that space where I don't want to talk too much. So yeah, hi Irene. Oh, love you, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, JD. Thank you. And like that's the thing. Like it's all good, like you're gonna some trust me, there's nights where I get off of teaching, and I'm like, oh my God, I was such shite tonight. You know what I mean? Like, so trust me, there's days where I feel like I don't teach well. I'm like, oh man, whatever. I get over it. Every day is a different day. Every day is a new day, It's cool. All right, let's get into our dragons. Let's really get into these hips. So I'm going to give you choices, as I always like to do. You are more than welcome to keep that knee right over the ankle, or if you want to do an overstepping dragon, which means the knee comes past your ankle, beyond it, right? The thing they always tell you not to do. It's okay. You can. But I want that to be a choice that you make for your body, because it's going to be a little bit different. If it feels wrong tonight, then don't do it. If it feels okay, then do it. If you want to pad up that back knee, bring a blanket underneath. I'm using blocks under my hands, and they may drop down, and then I may drop into a lower flying dragon. So right now, it's just a nice high flying dragon. And let's be here for 3 minutes. We'll cycle through a couple different poses, versions that you get to choose. All right, friends, let's settle into our dragon. Nice big hip opener. Yes. Release. Let it go. I'm over here with a poop eating grin right now. You know that, right? Like I'm just cracking up about the whole situation. Like I am. Like I'm just dying on the inside because it's hilarious. I'm entertained. Period. I'm entertained. Okay. All right. We've been here for about a minute. If you want to take any other choices, if you want to bring the blocks on the inside, Hands on the inside, or maybe drop down to my elbows. But in all seriousness, I was having conversations with my yoga therapist this week about yoga, and talking about with how over time the practice changes, the yoga practice changes, to fit where we are in life and what's happening, emotionally, stress wise. Um, what form of yoga did you gravitate towards first? And how has that changed in your journey? Do you still go back to that original practice? Is it still part of what you do, or do you do something completely different? Or do you hop around? I liked all of them. I tried them all. So it's good to notice those things when you need something different, right? Okay, if you want to take it out and wing the dragon, turn those toes out a little bit, and then let the knee fall open to the side, and then perhaps the sole of the foot lifts off the floor and you're on the outside of your right foot. Just keep breathing and dropping those hips. We're almost there. This is so good for our low back, our hips. So nice. Again, be very mindful and notice the body. Come back onto your hands. If you drop down to the elbows, turn those toes in gently. Send those hips back. I'm just going to come into like a half split just to kind of ease my way out of it before I make any big movement. And then just be very mindful about the hip flexors, because they're going to feel kind of maybe a little open, a little stretched out. So be mindful. Oh, Irene, I love it. Thank you. We're here to break all the rules, right, Carmen? Love it. You're my people. This is why we're here. Okay, friends, take a little movement if you need it. Maybe just sway the hips a little side to side. All right, then as you are ready, let's start the cycle again on the other side. So left foot steps forward, that back knee again, pat it up if you need it. Again, your choice starting here. Maybe that knee is right over the ankle, or maybe you want to overstep it. Bring the foot back a little bit and then let the knee go beyond the toes, beyond the ankle for sure. Okay, I'm going to kind of bring my foot back to center. Again, we'll do 3 minutes and cycle through a few different versions of our dragons. Good. Drop those hips. Notice if you have more or less, so the same sensation on this side from the first. And notice where you might be resisting. There were a little resistance in this left hip. Can you bring that deeper? It's almost like you're bringing this thigh bone, this femur bone, deeper into the hip socket. All right, take one more breath here. If you're wanting something a little bit different, you can walk those blocks on the inside. Stay on the hands. Maybe drop to elbows, your choice. And our job here is to just experience the sensations, right? Being present, right? This practice really invites us back home to our bodies because of the sensation. Staying here longer for, minutes at a time, we really get to experience the shape. We're not just in it for 5 to 10 cycles of breath. We're in it. And we're getting this feedback. Our nervous system is responding to it. And how are we taking it? How are we responding to that shape? Does it send us into a panic? Do we start to get anxious or nervous, worried, panicked? What's popping up for you in the shape? And if you want to take another version, maybe turn those toes out, wing the knee open, and then come onto the left outside edge of that foot. Opening the hip a little bit differently when we drop that knee open, creating a little bit more space. And we want space. We want this space. We want this elasticity to take place in these soft tissues so we can move without any kind of stickiness or stiffness, soreness. This is preventative maintenance, my friends, right? Checking the oil. That's what we're doing. All right, carefully hinge back, straighten that left leg. But keep a soft bend in the left knee. Yeah, that's a good way. This is like checking the oil, you know? Yin is checking the oil, making sure everything is nice and lubricated and moving nicely together. All right. Carefully clear off any props that you might have on your mat. We are going to come down to our bellies for a little Sphinx. It's been a minute since we've done Sphinx. Maybe since our spring chakra practice. So it's been a few weeks. So a nice one for the low back. All right, so coming down onto the elbows, the forearms, the hands, the hips. This is where we start noticing the low back. So if the low back is feeling like it needs a little more space, take the feet wide, any amount, maybe as wide as your yoga mat or maybe hip distance. Again, these are all personal choices for our shape tonight. Right, we are going to do 4 minutes in our Sphinx with that final minute optional to come up into seal. So choices again for your head. Chin tucked in. Maybe the head is dropped back. Or maybe the head is somewhere in between, in this kind of neutral space. Maybe looking in that same line of the fingertips. And breathing here. So briefly doing a scan, starting at the head. Are you holding tension? Notice the jaw once again, the tongue, the eyes, the throat. Can you drop the chest a little bit more? Can you let go? Right, so we're not holding, right? We're not pushing the elbows into the floor. We're just letting the chest just kind of sink. Getting all of that nice stretch in the soft tissues in our spine, especially the thoracic, the upper back. All right, friends, this is the final minute. You are more than welcome to stay down in Sphinx, or if you want to take it into a little bit more, press into the hands, begin to straighten the arms, keep a little bend in your elbows, a little softness, and come up into your seal. So just I was, speaking before about like what does the pose do to you? What are you encountering in the shape? So when we put more pressure into our adrenals as we're doing right now, you may start to feel like panicked or cortisol starts shooting through your body. You're like, um, just notice how that's happening and what we can do. Can we breathe through it? Nothing is going to harm you right now. There's no bear chasing you. If you need to come down, come down. So that's why I believe these postures are so powerful. And the wise yogis, they knew what the shapes did to the body and how it impacted it, right? And how they knew what was good for what ailment, right? These lovely teachers that discovered all of this knowledge, this information that we have for us. All right, carefully come all the way down. Make a little pillow with your hands, rest your forehead. Just be still for a few moments. And then we still have a few more postures to go. Hi, Julie. Should we the shoulder shrug and Sphinx? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you got it. And then if it's too much, I usually normally give that direction, that cue, but I didn't this time. If we're up pretty high and it's just too much, it feels like it's too much to let the shoulders shrug and let the chest drop. Walk the arms a little bit wider to give yourself a little less height, so you're not having to drop so much. Might be a little easier to do it that way. Yeah, for sure. All right. So if you're still pausing here with the head on the hands, just breathe here, and then as you're ready, lift the feet. Take the feet in a little sway side to side. We're going to get into broken wing and do a little shoulder stretch here too. I had one more after that, but I don't think we'll have time. I think we'll have just time for that and a twist and then our final shape. It's been a nice practice. I've really enjoyed this one. It was just felt like a nice, like basic, right? Back to basics type practice for me. That's what it felt like. Really necessary all over, head to toe. Okay, take this right arm out to the side, airplane arm. Left hand comes next to the chest. Press into that left hand, roll open, let the head rest on the floor, or maybe you slide a blanket roll underneath. You can take this top leg and bring it behind you. This is just to add a little bit more for the shape to get into the hips and the low back. But if that doesn't work for you, then you can keep the knees bent and stacked, because the focus right now for the shape is the shoulder. But I like to add something else. All right. Let's be here for, let's just do 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute. All right. Shoulders, we don't need to do too much. We don't, a minute is enough. Kind of like the toes when we do the toe and the feet things. A minute, 2 minutes is plenty. We don't need to overdo it. Good. And then maybe you gently open that left knee. If you bent the knee and have the foot on the floor, you can also add the other knee if you like too. Both feet on the floor. Again, try it out. See if it works. If it doesn't, that's okay. Come back to the shape you were in previously. All right, carefully roll yourself back onto your belly. Slide that right arm back in and just pause here. Let your forehead rest. love bug. I'm just going to turn you around. Push you right there. Okay. Okay, other side. Left arm wings out. Bring that right hand next to your chest. Right hand next to your chest. And then slowly, oof, it's like I'm doing the worm all over the floor here. All right, rest your head, find a little pillow, or just rest it gently on the floor. And I like to keep this right hand in front of my chest for support. And I'm going to slowly lift that right leg. Foot comes onto the floor. Open out through the hips just a little bit more. Oh, let me set my timer. 1 minute this side. Hopefully we all felt something on the first side. I know I did. Such a nice stretch. So if you are a gym girly like I am and it's chest day, this is a great one to do. You can do it on the floor. You can do it on the wall standing up too. And if you want to try bringing both knees up, might be easier on one side than the other. But remember, the primary focus is the shoulder for this shape. So if doing so, even with one leg, if it brings us out of the shoulder stretch, then don't even bother with the legs. You can just keep those legs, knees bent or straight or stacked. All right. Carefully draw that arm back, roll to your back, hug your knees in, give them a little rock and give them a little squeeze in. Bring your hands on top of your knees. Give the knees a little circle in one direction. And reverse. All right. Spinal twist. Here we go, friends. All right, so choices. Both knees bent, single leg, ooh, single leg bent, oh my gosh, single leg twist. Oh my gosh, there we go. Or you can do twisted roots with the legs wrapped up all around each other like eagle legs. Okay, so whichever version you're taking, hug those knees in, exhale. Stay for the inhale. Good, and now exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Reach that left arm out. Wing it out. Make sure the shoulder is on the floor. If it's not, then give yourself a little lift underneath the knees. That will give your hips a little more wiggle room to bring the shoulder to the floor. Breathing here. Even in this twist, let's just try to continue with that nice, full, even breathing. And then slowly inhale, bring those knees back up. Rock a little side to side. And then we'll prepare for the other side. So draw the knees in, exhale, stay for the inhale. Exhale, drop them over to the other side. And drop that right shoulder down to the floor. Again, use whatever supports, blanket, pillows, bolster. Keep breathing here, nice and full and even breaths. All right, slowly inhale, bring those knees back in. Exhale, hug them in. Maybe it's a rock, maybe it's happy baby. Taking the outside edges of your feet and gently rocking side to side. And then as you're ready, carefully extending your legs, maybe adding a bolster underneath the knees. Okay, and then just let those feet roll open to the sides. We are coming down to our Shavasana, our final resting shape. So I really hope this practice served you. Let's find that comfortable space on the back of our head, so the flat part. So the chin is not tucked in or the chin lifted, but the face is nice and flush to the ceiling. And you can bring those arms alongside you, palms facing up, the gentle tuck of the shoulders underneath the heart space. Or maybe the palms are resting carefully and gently on the belly. Take a nice full deep breath in, open mouth, release, let it go, sigh it out. Another inhale like that. Full breath in, open the mouth, let it go. One final breath in. And then take in a little bit more. Hold, open mouth, release. And just gently allow all the benefits of each shape to integrate into our nervous system. Having a little shavasana at the end just allows some time for our nervous system to adjust and become co-regulated and regulated. Being here for a few more moments, very still. Knowing you did exactly what you needed to do for yourself today. And I am so happy you did that. Begin to take in some longer, fuller breaths. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe rock your head side to side. Linger here for a few more breaths, taking whatever other movement you wish. And then when you're ready on your inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, full body stretch. And gently roll over to one side. And just pause there for a moment. No rush. And in your own time, when you're ready, make your way to a comfortable seat and we will close our practice. Well, hello, all of you. So happy you were here. How are you feeling? That was so needed. Thank you, my friends, all of you. Thank you for showing up and telling me what you needed, what you wanted from practice tonight. And I'm so glad we were able to make a nice flow. Hopefully we're feeling nice and movable. We're not feeling, we don't feel like the tin man, right? We feel nice and pliable, more like Gumby. Be like Gumby, not the tin man, right? All right, love it. Feeling fantastic, everybody. All right, so let's inhale, bring the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale as you bring down all of that divine, universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine, universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in all of you, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your donations. It is greatly appreciated. Your donations allow me to be, to sustain myself on this platform and to be able to show up every week. So I appreciate that. Eric, wonderful. Cricket, yay! Ah. It was nice, wasn't it? Yeah, I've been finding myself taking some naps in the afternoon as the weather is starting to heat up. Yeah, sorry, Rachel. First time. B, welcome. I didn't like, but I couldn't. Okay, B. Rebecca, thank you. Thank you so much for your support and being here. JD, thank you. Nicola, thank you. Janelle, thank you. Well, I hope you join us again. I do this every Friday night, 5 p.m. my time here, Pacific time in Vegas. And then in May, which they're not there yet, I will be doing a trauma-sensitive yoga practice for sexual abuse survivors. So that'll be every Saturday morning. I think there's going to be one Saturday the time is going to shift a little bit, but that'll be on the calendar for sure. Oh, B, good. Oh. B, you got me there. Okay, cool. All right. I know, right? I think it is the full moon. Yeah, people have been wild this week. Sometimes, like when I answer the phone to the massage studio, I question myself. I'm like, are these people aware that they're calling massage studio? Because like I feel like they pick up the phone and they don't know who they called, and they're just like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Hi," and I'm like, Hi, how can I help you? And they're like, oh, I need la 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 la. I'm like, it's fun working on the phones with the public. It's tons of fun. Yeah. Aw, Terry. Yay, I love that. Oh my God, I love the cure. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I will try to send the heat your way because we are definitely getting some. But this is kind of like the false summer or the false spring that we get. Like it like gets really hot and then it goes back cold. So I think it's going to dip down again, but then it'll be up again because usually around May, that's when we start getting those nice 80, 90-degree weather days. All right, friends, enjoy the rest of your day, your night. Drink your water, stay hydrated. Andy, hello. Oh, okay, 5 o'clock next time, or whatever the hour was, wherever you were an hour ago, because that's when I started. So every Friday, and then we'll be doing this, the trauma sensitive one, also on Saturday. So Saturday, 10 a.m. I think there's one day I might adjust it to an 8 a.m. because I'm teaching a public class somewhere and I got to be there a little bit earlier, and it just popped through, and I can't miss the money on that one. It's too good to pass up. Okay, friends, enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you next time. And I am adding those videos slowly. This one will be on there as soon as I stop recording and I put it up on there. Okay, thank you so much, Cricket. Enjoy, everybody. Yay! Me too, Irene. I loved him. Thank you.